Young Justice issue 11, Brian Michael Bendis writing with John Timms on the art. So Matt, this is the team shot. We actually start with Naomi kind of talking to you know, what's her face? Gloria? Dr. Glory?
Dr. Glory.
That sounds right.
Dr. Shady, if you ask me.
Yeah. She's talking to Naomi, claiming that Superman, you know, sent her from Star Labs. And then the portal opens that we kind of ended last issue with the Young Justice popping out. And Naomi faints because it's too much to take, and probably her powers drained her, I imagine.
Yeah.
And she wakes up, and the Young Justice are just casually sleeping around her house.
Crashed. Yeah, they've crashed. Here's my thing on this issue.
Yes.
I just got Connor back. Bendis. Stop tugging my heartstrings, man. Him having Dr. Glory tell him that he doesn't matter. Like, this is a time where, you know, he's the Superboy that doesn't matter. I felt attacked. So, however, I thoroughly enjoyed the story because this is why I like Young Justice. It's the interpersonal dealings between them. And just, you know, Bart being Bart and you know, being overactive. And no one in Puerto Oswego really knowing how to deal with him.
Hold on.
I really liked. What?
There's not that much Bart in this issue. Where's the Bart stuff coming from?
No, just in the beginning, because when they get there.
Oh, sure.
And he's doing his
because he's missing the
like
rest
no
of the
one
issue.
in that. Yeah. No one's in there. You know what I mean? Like knowing what to do. I trust Bendis. I feel like Connor's become his whipping boy. Kind of like our Connor's our whipping boy.
Who?
So, exactly.
No, I mean, I enjoyed this quite a bit. I think I'm glad for us to be done with the multiverse hopping. I think I'm glad to just be in a more natural setting again. Having them have a time to breathe a little bit and actually kind of like deal with each other. Tim texting Stephanie texting back by the end. Obviously, I like those teases. Although that said, I still want Stephanie to be on her own away from Tim and get her own spotlight. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know when that'll happen. So, whatever.
No, so, I get that, but I do like that thread that's been dangling is starting. You know, we're getting a pull on it now, a little bit because something's going on with her. You know, she's come across something. But here, I'd like to hear from people that if you're reading this, but nothing else that Bendis is doing, how this read for you, because I felt it was kind of dependent on reading action a little bit, and
I'd say more so Naomi.
Well, no, because the Naomi stuff, but when she's talking about the Batman and Superman,
you know,
sure, are in charge here, and
because that was in action,
yeah. So me and you were familiar with that because we read action, but I just like to know from people that aren't if this was something that you know, instantly understood, or if it made you curious to go back and check.
Given Bendis' fan base and the numbers that all his books do, I'm going to hasten to say that the vast majority of people who read any of his books probably read all of his books.
Maybe.
That'd be my guess.
I'm curious for those that aren't. But no, this is almost like a Naomi half issue because it's very focused on her. Yet, you know, it's almost like Naomi guesting with Young Justice, or Young Justice guesting in Naomi, which I'm fine with because I enjoy Naomi. We got that shot of the dad sleeping with his blaster on his chest, just in case. I thought that was a fun little visual.
So basically,
Tim's art's really good.
Tim's art's really good. Fits the tone of the book. It has been for a while. The plot is basically that when Naomi wakes up and she talks to people, she's talking to Connor. She mentions the Dr. Glory, and Connor's like, "That's the one who trapped me in Gem World." So he immediately zooms off to go and confront her. And she intentionally kind of hid and sort of snuck away at the start when they all showed up because she's like, "Oh shit, Superboy's here." So she actually tricks him and beams him to another world again, to the Warlord, who's a very very Thor-looking helmet he's got there. And
as I've been over this, Vikings wouldn't have worn helmets like that, but we're good. We can move on now.
Sure. Yes. Honestly, my only critique of the issue ultimately is that Tim insists on going by Drake, and I'm not happy about it.
Yeah, that's driving me nuts. The suit's ugly. The name's dumb. I try not to be this negative with new things anymore. Like this was me like 5 years ago. It's not a good look, and I still don't get I get that he doesn't want to be Robin, and I get the meta reason that we can't be having, Damian as Robin and him as Robin, despite the fact we've had multiple Flashes running around at the same time. That's neither here nor there. Yes. But Drake is such a bad name. Like another Bird of Prey.
It's really, it's really bad. So I will, the book ends. Stephanie's last text saying, "Tim, where have you been? Help." So she is doing something that's going to lead to plot. The scientist is trying to convince them that Connor wanted to ditch them. Hopefully they don't believe that too much.
Yeah, Dr. Shady.
Dr. Shady. So yeah, that was basically it. It was a fun issue. I think I liked this. I mean, I liked the last little arc. I think the Gem World stuff. Like I was glad to get out of Gem World, and even though I liked the stuff in Earth 3 a little bit more, I am glad that we are back on Earth 1 or Earth 0, whatever we're calling it. And
Earth Prime.
That's not Earth Prime. I'm pretty sure it's not Earth Prime.
No, that's what it was in Infinite Crisis. I've been reading a lot of Infinite Crisis tie-ins.
Now have you?
Yeah.
Have you now? Yeah. So. I thought it was a solid issue. All the character stuff read very well. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Was it in the Tomasi stuff? Did we go to Warlord? When I feel like we've been to Skatars recently, but I can't remember where. So
I can't remember.
I remember we went to Dinosaur Island and dealt with that stuff.
Yeah, that was Tomasi Superman. For sure.
So I'm gonna have to look this up, but even though I'm not a huge fan of this, I love that aesthetic of this kind of not quite Conan the Barbarian, but kind of world. So I'd like to see how Connor's going to fit in there, how they're going to get him back. So yeah, no, I really enjoyed this.
All right, can we give it up?
I'm going to give this an 8.5.
8.5. I'll give it a straight 8. I thought it was good fun. But that'll be it.